Hey guys, welcome back to Seduce Me to the Demon War. We're going to continue with part 2 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Erik, right, Erik, sorry. However, there's this, I'm trying to remember what happened. Okay, so quick recount, I just woke up from my nightmare, and Erik tried to comfort me. It was as if I didn't want him to be in my dreams, because he can go into people's dreams and make them feel better, and that's what he's trying to do. My heart knew this was a problem, but I was unsure how to respond to this new feeling. Slowly as the days passed and our wedding approached, the feeling became more aggressive. Soon I was becoming irritated more easily. I became angry at the smallest things. The steps he took, the things he'd wear, the looks he gave me, or what I assumed he gave me. No, Erik, I don't want to do anything right now.
Love, I didn't say any.
You're looking at me with those sex eyes again.
Sex eyes? I swear, I wasn't doing anything of the sort.
You're doing it now. Those don't look like sex eyes to me. I couldn't control the words that were flying out of my mouth. Something was wrong, but I continued to speak cruelly towards Erik. My heart was at odds with my mind. I didn't know why I was doing it, but I continued my barrage.
Love, what is going on?
What's going on? You are what's...
I'm sorry.
I felt Erik's enthrallment take over my body, forcing me to go weak in the knees and mule out in surprise. My body stopped thinking about attacking Erik, and my heart felt entirely relieved that the urge was gone. Erik gently wrapped his arms around me, being sure to keep his arms around my shoulders, and rocked with me, trying to calm me down.
Love, are you having doubts?
I don't know, apparently I'm just crazy.
You swear you're not having doubts about us?
Not really. You're like... I don't know if you're my second choice yet. You might be just on par with James. I was able to speak the truth under his spell. It was strange. It was like I was under a curse when I wasn't under his enthrallment, somehow despising every little thing Erik did. Yet, I knew it wasn't true. I loved everything about him, but my mind wouldn't agree. I gripped Erik's shirt, wanting to stay close and show my true feelings for him.
Listen to me, okay? I love you so much.
What a gentleman.
If you have any doubts on us getting married, then please just tell me. I don't know what's going on in your beautiful head.
I love you too. I really, really do, but I think I'm insane. It made no sense. Why did I despise Erik yet love him? My mind, heart, body were at odds with each other and I wasn't sure what to do. This went on all the way until our wedding day. Somehow Erik managed to deal with me the entire time, enthralling me when things became rough to keep me calm. The other incubi tried to decipher what was going on with me, but none of them could figure it out. I was going to marry Erik, and then I was going to figure out what was wrong with me. I knew I still loved him with every inch of my heart, mind, body, and soul, so feeling disdain like this was not natural for me. I asked Erik to place me under enthrallment for a wedding, in case I had lashed out again. He reluctantly agreed and stayed with me the morning of our wedding day. I was supposed to dress alone and be by myself, but I needed Erik to keep me in check. I felt ridiculously warm and fuzzy as I stood in the bathroom, having come out the shower with him. We didn't do anything together, but he remained close enough to keep me enthralled and remain energized enough to maintain the enthrallment. Erik gently ran my brush through the strands of my hair, being as sweet and caring as he always was toward me. Because of the enthrallment, I felt each stroke and derived so much pleasure from his brushing. It was hard not to moan. Hey, honestly, people handling your hair as a girl feels really nice, or if you just have long hair in general.
Well, love, today's the big day.
Yes, it's great. I actually have someone with me before my wedding. But we'll see if I still get dragged down to hell.
I'm the happiest man alive to be able to soon call you my wife.
Thanks, Erik. I felt like crying. Why did I have to be enthralled to say such things? I really loved him, but somehow I couldn't bring myself to say it without him casting a spell over me. Erik looked at me through my bathroom mirror and gently smiled, believing me and placing a small kiss on my cheek.
By the way, are you using a new soap?
Oh snap. You what? I looked at Erik, unsure what he meant. I'd used the same soap I always use, so my scent shouldn't have been different. Erik tilted his head and gently inhaled again before smiling a little wider.
You smell different. I kind of like it.
What? What? I didn't know I had a different smell. Was there something that off about me? It couldn't have been that drastic, right? Erik finished brushing my hair and smiled, kissing my head.
All right, time for you to get into your dress. I'm afraid that I can't join in dressing you as much as I want to. Can't see the bride in her gown before the wedding. I also have to get to the ceremony venue to get my tuxedo.
Oh my god, he is leaving me alone. That's
However,
never a good
my enthrallment
idea.
should stay on you until you arrive.
I tried to fight back, but Erik held up his finger.
No. I promise that everything will be okay. As soon as I see you, I'll enthrall you again, and we can go through the ceremony as planned. Okay?
Apparently, that's fine. I agreed and earned a small kiss from him, which I relished.
Alright. I love you. I'll see you soon.
This is not a good idea. I nodded, smiling back at him before he slipped on his regular clothes and left the mansion. I felt the enthrallment on me ebb and flow through my body, so I needed to hurry and get ready before it wore off. I got dressed in a wedding dress in my dreams and smiled as I prepared my hair and jewelry. I really did look like the perfect bride, ready for her big day. Why was I acting out against it, I would never know, but I was going to fix this after saying I do. As I stared at myself, I could see a small glow around my body. Was it Erik's spell? I giggled, wrapping my arms around myself, enjoying the feel his spell had on me.
I knew it! I knew it!
Yep, I'm pretty sure I get dragged into hell either way.
Then quit talking and let's take her! The Demon Lord will be so pleased.
I get dragged up into hell, like with the other two guys, and I'm pretty sure with the rest of them. So I've read this twice. I don't want to kind of like fake my enthusiasm, so I'm just going to go through this pretty basically. I'm freaking out. Help! Please! The hands let go and I float in the darkness. I'm wondering if this is a dream or not. And then I felt a surface under my feet and collapsed into it, my body curling in from itself, on itself from the experience I had. The voice I heard, however, made my heart stop.
You! What are you doing here?
It's frickin' Diana. And then I see a bunch of monsters. They're all looking at me. Like, what am I doing here? I don't know either. One of them looks like an orc from a fantasy game. He looks like an orc in the description, but he's pretty attractive for an orc, I would say. Another one had rabbit ears. She kind of reminded me of the Easter Bunny, but I'm pretty sure she wasn't that. There is one creature I apparently couldn't discern the sex of, but I would say I can tell he's a male. Oh wait, no. That's not the right one. I was talking about the one with wings. I can tell she's a girl, though. The last woman was Diana. She wasn't wearing clothes.
What are you doing here?
Girl, I don't even know. Before she could speak further, most likely to repeat herself, a figure quickly stepped up and bowed to her, kneeling beside me.
My lady, please forgive me. I felt something moving between our worlds and assumed the Demon Lord was to blame, so I intercepted his summoning of this human.
You! So I wasn't the only one who felt the change in the air.
Diana stared at the man kneeling beside me as I kept my eyes up at her. As she turned her gaze back at me, I gulped silently. What was she going to do with me? This all felt wrong. I was supposed to be married, and now I'm in a place I didn't recognize, but I'm pretty sure it's hell and/or the demon world. My instinct was to. In her last sequence, I picked cry and stay still, so I'm going to differ. Let's pick scream. I screamed. As my scream escaped me, the other beings in the room jumped back and covered their ears. My scream wasn't weak, it was loud and bounced around the room in an endless echo. I didn't care if my throat would hurt. I didn't care that I also felt the pain of my shriek. I just needed to scream and let out my sadness. Why? I wrapped my arms around my body, letting the scream use up all the air in my lungs. It wasn't helping, but I needed some sort of release.
Damn it, stop!
All of a sudden, my body began to heat up and I felt my voice dissipate into silence. I was a little dizzy, but I felt calm and the anger I had was gone. I stared at Diana, wondering what was going on. I'm glad you put your spell over me, because I'm just picking scream to differ, but I wouldn't actually scream
calm now?
because that'd be really annoying.
For a human, the girl can really shriek.
Better than the sirens can.
There you
That's
go.
for sure.
I'm sure you guys can take
Thing. She
siren
must be
things.
traumatized.
Traumatized? Or psychotically mad?
Everyone, hush!
I've been mad this whole time, dude. Silence engulfed the room as Diana looked at the four beings behind her. She then turned back to me and held out her hand, ushering me to take it.
Can you stand?
I guess I can. I looked around the other beings in the room. They all kept their gaze to me, unsure what I would do or say. Diana, however, led the conversation.
First, can you tell me what happened to you?
I was completely fine, and then I got dragged into the demon world.
A shadow summoning?
I guess.
One of yours couldn't have.
On my honor, it wasn't any of mine. We have nothing to gain from kidnapping a human. Nor do we know who this woman is, anyhow.
My lady, if I may, I clearly remember hearing imp demons in the void along with her. It must have been the Demon Lord's henchmen.
Those damnable creatures. That explains it.
Diana crossed her arms and looked to me again.
Well, dear, it seems that you were to be either a new harem girl for the Demon Lord to ravish, or bait for the boys to return to their father's side. Either way, I doubt you would have lived long had the Demon Lord gotten his hands on you.
A violent shiver ran up my spine. Was it true? I would have died? I'm pretty sure I would have.
Wait a minute. This girl knows about the Demon Lord's heirs?
Yes.
As I've said
Hilariously
the last
enough,
few
she was
times,
set to marry one of
they're
them,
my harem.
as you can see from her garb. Well, since you do not belong here, the obvious thing to do is to send you home.
And sadly, it's spoiled for me that
Of course.
what
It
happened
should be
when she
easy to
tried
do once
send me
everything is in
home.
order. It'll be like you never left the human world. Dear, do you not realize where you are? You are in the demon world.
Oh my god, no way.
Do not panic. We will send you back now, so there's nothing to worry about.
Okay,
How
cool.
will you power the spell? Bringing someone here is no easy task, but sending someone back consumes much more energy.
I'll use what energy I have now and rest. We can organize the siege another time when I fully recover. It's not like the Demon Lord can escape the corner we've trapped him in, so we do have some time to spare.
You'd waste time and energy on this human. We must strike now while the Demon Lord is weakened.
Hey, I will not listen to anyone who's not wearing proper pants.
But the human doesn't belong here. She needs to go home.
Shall I prepare the return spell?
Do. I grant you permission to use my energy to power the spell.
With a nod, the lanky man held out his hand towards the wall. I looked over to the direction it was aimed at. Diana's shadow? I watched as Diana's shadow simply stood against the wall, mirroring the movements of the real succubus in the room. Before my eyes, the shadow began to morph and expand on the wall on its own. I looked back to Diana to see her wrapping her arms around herself and curling her shoulders over as if she was in pain. Her nails embedded themselves into her forearms, and I could barely make out a painful hiss escaping her clenched teeth. Was the spell hurting her that badly? I turned back to the wall to see Diana's shadow shaking and vibrating as if it was resisting the change the man was forcing on it.
You will obey my command. Open the gates to the void, and allow passage to the world we seek.
Transitum per renan pietum trenibus. Ubi aperiunt. Ianoio. Deceptio.
Upon Diana's final word, her shadow burst and expanded into an oval-shaped doorway. I stared wide-eyed at the passage before a hand placed itself on my shoulder, forcing me to look over. The one with the spear gently pressed my shoulder forward and looked down at me with an almost stern face.
You must leave now. The faster you leave, the quicker we can close the void.
Go! Go! Go get married!
I'm going!
How dare you interfere with my summoning!
Oh my god, it's the Demon Lord!
No! Human! Use the passage! Now!
I'm trying!
Human will never, ever leave this world alive!
Use mindless words!
Close the portal! The Demon Lord might get through!
But the human...
Close it!
As commanded, the man pulled his hand back, visually forcing his arm back to behind his body, and Diana's shadow quickly began to morph back into a simple shadow. The electricity around Diana faded away and she began to tip forward. The man with the spear dropped his weapon and caught Diana in his arms, cradling her to his body as she panted and gasped for air.
I don't sense the Demon Lord anywhere.
The worm has to scurry through the shadows to try and fight back. He'll be dead soon enough.
How is she, guard?
Diana seemed to look uninjured, but her body was twitching from the aftermath of the magical attack. Her visible eye was shut tight as she dug her fingers into the guard's jacket to cling to him. As her eye opened, I saw not a blood ruby red color, but a cold and unfriendly golden color painted over her iris. Her mouth opened as she panted for air, and I could see hunger in her facial expression, but she continued to stare at the wall, not wanting to make eye contact with anyone.
There are no physical wounds, but she's been weakened. I must give her my energy so she can recover.
Away they go.
There's an imp in the castle. That is the only way the Demon Lord could have been able to interfere.
You! Guards by the door! Hunt it down!
A pair of guards ran away. How was I gonna get home?
Hey.
I looked up to see the winged person hovering near me as they moved and sat on their knees on the ground beside me.
We'll get you home, okay? Diana just needs a little rest, okay?
She needs more than rest. She needs to use a different spell to send her back. The Demon Lord will expect her to use the shadow spell again.
How about the normal way? I'm sure we can connect to a witch, or even the warlock she used before, to reopen a portal to the human world.
The warlock she used to get to the human world died, remember? And he was the most powerful warlock in the human world, practically a god himself. What other human could be used to open a portal without another human dying?
It was merely a suggestion. The faster we get this human home, the faster we can move on and finish off the Demon Lord.
Well, what are we going to do with the human now?
We can give her a room to rest in. Humans need sleep after all. Maybe by the time she wakes up, we'll think of a solution.
Come.
The woman with rabbit ears looked down at me and lowered her hand to me, inviting me to take it. She had a kind but concerned expression on her face, so I trusted her. I slowly took her hand and began to stand up as the fairy figure brushed off the small patches of dust that had accumulated on my dress. I couldn't do anything. I was forced to listen to the beings around me because there was nothing else I could do. My heart ached, but I had to accept my predicament.
Here, I'll bring you to the open ambassador's room. You are free to rest there for now.
What about Diana?
She'll be fine. She's being taken care of right now.
Why not just say she's getting
And the brute strikes again with the lack of tasteful filtering between his brain and his mouth. You still have yet to prove me wrong about my expectations of you.
Keep testing me, assassin. I'm not afraid to rip your spine out of your body and use it as a back scratcher.
You can very well try, brute.
Ugh! Would you both knock it off?
Come, everything will be taken care of.
Before I could protest, the woman led me out of the room and into the hall. I kept my eyes down, and I was trying to take everything in. The Demon Lord had plans for me. What exactly was he aiming for? I'm pretty sure I was bait. The woman led me to a room that practically screamed a dual fantasy.
Rest here for now. When Diana is well again, we can discuss what to do.
Thanks, Rabbit Lady. I nodded to the woman before she gently curtsied and left, closing the door behind her. I took a moment to observe my surroundings, interested in understanding the aesthetic. This was fantasy turned into reality. It was like I had gone back in time. Why, though? Despite the situation I was in, which was beyond heartbreaking and terrible, my curiosity began to fester in my mind, as if I was given a golden opportunity to learn something new. However, my thoughts began to drift, and I felt myself becoming weak and dizzy from the shock and trauma I had gone through. I sat down in the bed, and the mattress was super comfy. And then I lied back and fell asleep. I had no nightmares, surprisingly, despite being in the demon world. What would Erik do once he found out I was gone? I was really hoping we could still get married, but that was really unrealistic. Eventually I did rise from my sleep, somehow fully refreshed and calm. How could that have been?
Did you have a good rest?
Are you okay?
Huh. Well, yes, I'm fine now that I've had proper rest.
That's nice to know. Diana shook her head and stepped into the room, closing her door behind her.
So we need to find another way to get you back to the human world. It won't be easy, but I believe it can be done by tonight, at the latest.
Sounds good to me.
It will take time to get our shadow agents to gather the necessary supplies, but they are not hard to obtain, being that we're in a position of power. You must be lucky.
That's subjective.
That is where we are currently, the center of the abyssal plains.
Diana ran her finger in a circle around the marker, showing a perimeter around it.
Everything we need for the spell is within this area. It will just take time to gather the materials and prepare it.
I nodded, understanding the situation. So what should I do?
My suggestion? Stay in this room. I can mark this room as off-limits so that no demon may enter that would confuse you for an intruder and kill you.
Sounds good to me.
However, I cannot stop you from whatever you wish to do. Just don't leave the castle.
As she turned to leave, she stepped out. Diana looked at me with a reassuring look.
We'll get you back to the human world. I promise you that.
You're really nice. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Now, what I do in the last 2 parts I played was I went right twice and then left twice, but I still explored. The right way was me just finding the orc guy and him talking to me about battle. And the left side was I went to and saw Diana training with her guard guy. And the guard guy confesses love to her, and she's like, nah, dude, leave me alone. But she kisses him anyway because she's a succubus and she needs energy. But we'll figure out what else happens when I go left, right. Left, right. The hall became longer and longer as I continued to walk. However, I suddenly stopped at the sound of a shout.
Beware, my evil reign, and bow to your new overlord!
That's some crazy stuff, dude. I turned towards where the shout was erupting from and saw a door jar. As I peeked into the room the door led into, I stared at what I had saw. A floating creature was standing over the top of a table that held a map in miniature pieces as someone had set up a strategy board game. The creature was planted on top of a red marker as if the marker was their mount.
I will rule the entire world, and no one can stop me, because I am the Demon Lord!
As it switched to a different personality, the creature quickly jumped and floated over to a purple marker, striking an exaggeratedly sexy pose.
Oh no! I will stop you with my massive boobies and butt powers! I will rule this world, not you! And everyone will love me!
I watched as the creature bounced back and forth between pretending to be the Demon Lord and Diana, lost and intrigued as to how small and quick they were.
Your boobies cannot scare me, for I have a penis, and penises ward off fear!
Do they? I wouldn't know.
You may have a penis, but I have an army that practically worships my overly curvy and ridiculously perfect body.
That's some pretty great voice acting. I stifled a laugh. This was actually rather amusing to watch, seeing the creature imitate the Demon Lord and their own leader.
Then come here, and I will show you the true power of a Demon Lord. Soldiers, attack!
Alright guys, I don't want this to get too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, but I quite like this was going. Sorry about them all converging to the same point so far, but I think that choosing different routes with each part will still keep it interesting. So if you're watching all the parts, you'll still have something to watch in each one. Go ahead and leave a like. If you have any suggestions for games, leave them below. And if you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.